Welcome to one of the many circle sessions hosted by Wonder Girls. Wonder Girls is a nationwide classrooms movement. We bring relatable female role models into classroom settings through our circle sessions. As you will see, the crux of these sessions is its dialogic nature. We're currently working with classrooms across 7 Indian cities and continuing to grow. Our aim is for every adolescent in India to have access to relatable female role models. I welcome you once again and hope you enjoy learning from our role models' life journey and career path.
To give you all an overview about Neha. Neha Pardeshi is a celebrated sportsman and a fitness and sports entrepreneur. Entrepreneur means businesswoman. She has represented India in the game of rugby and has also had the privilege and honor to captain the women's rugby team, which by far is not a mean achievement. Captaining a country's team in any sport is a big achievement, and we are really fortunate to have Neha here with us to spend some time and inspire us all as we course and our lives in the future. Neha has represented India for 11 years as a women's team captain, and she has also founded the Beluga Sports Foundation, where she is the founder as well as the head coach. Neha is also an accomplished trainer for the Reebok Running Club, and the list goes on and on. But I would just stop here and request Neha to take over and briefly tell us about your journey, and at the same time also help us understand what is rugby all about, because it's a rare game, especially in India, where the country is basically a cricket loving country. So we would like to have a fair exposure on about how the game of rugby charters around. After Ms. Neha Pardeshi speaks, we would then open the session for basically question and answers. It would be an interactive session, and everybody would get an opportunity to speak to Neha, ask their questions, but we should respect each other's viewpoints, and we should also wait for our turn. So that is my request to the children, and there will be no hurry. Everybody will get chance. So Neha, over to you, and please let us know more about you and about the game of rugby.
Sure. So I started playing rugby. So I started actually playing at the age of 3 or 4. I was really young when I started playing any sport. So I used to train in school right from, say, when I was in the first standard. I used to keep playing something or the other. I've been a national player in athletics, in handball, in skipping, in fencing. All these I've done during my school days. And I got the opportunity to play. So when I was a kid, I had no idea of, what rugby was. I hadn't ever heard of it, nothing. I just had one thing in mind, that I wanted to play for India. That's it. That's all I ever thought of. That, every time I used to pray to God also, I used to be like, I just want to represent the country in any sport. No idea about what sport it would be. As over the years, when I kept playing at the national level, but I never got selected to play for India ever until I was in 10th standard, around when I was 15 years old. I got the opportunity. I got introduced to rugby by my Pune rugby coach, who had come to my school to introduce rugby as a sport, and he was promoting it. So that time he asked me to come and watch the game, and there was this game happening, an exhibition game happening between Pune Rugby Club. So I'm originally from Pune Rugby Club, and the Hong Kong Hotties. So this is a club that came down from Hong Kong. I said, why not? Since I've tried all these sports and I've always loved to try new things, I said, yeah, sure, I'll come and watch. I went and watched the game. and I watched these ladies play, and it was amazing. It was just something different. You know, they were tackling each other, they were falling down. Like you see this picture, this is like they're tackling. So the person running with the ball, if you want to stop the person from going and scoring a try, so like you say football may a score, in rugby you call it a try. So if you want to stop that person from going and scoring a try, you need to tackle that person down. That means you need to get that person down on the ground. That's how the ball can be released from that person's hand. And I saw the girls playing, I saw them falling down, getting up, falling them, getting down, getting up. And after the game was over, you know, one team won, one team lost. But after the whole game was over, it was like they've known each other forever. They came together and they formed a tunnel on the field and clapped for the winning team, and as well, and the winning team then clapped for the losing team. So it was really nice. And then they were partying together, talking, chatting, so that when I went back home, I was like, this is something that I really want to try. So right after my 10th standard board exams, I'm sure all of you guys might be having board exams in the 10th standard. Post that, the very next day, instead of going for a holiday or anything, I was on the field, on the rugby field for practice for my first session. I went and did my first tackle in my first session, and that's it. I fell in absolute love with the game. There was nothing looking back after that. There was no looking back after that. I stopped playing athletics, I stopped playing handball. It was only rugby that I focused on. So this happened somewhere around I think March. And then in May I had the opportunity to play at the national level in rugby. And that same time, they were choosing the first ever Indian women's team. And I was the youngest. I was just 15 years old. So I got chosen, and that was a dream come true. So when I got the opportunity to play for India, when they announced my name that I am going to be a part of the Indian women's rugby team, the first ever, which was going and playing in Thailand, I was on cloud nine. There was just, I couldn't believe myself. Also, I had just started playing. So I started in about March or so, and then in May, the team was announced. So it was like all the years that I've been practicing, right from the age of 3, I've been practicing playing different games, different sports. Morning, evening, I used to practice. I used to go early morning before my school started, and I used to wait after school for practice. It was like everything is now coming together. So yeah, so I've been playing since 2009. I've been playing for India, and then I got the opportunity to captain the Indian women's team. That was in 2016. Until 2018, I was the captain, and it's been a dream. It's just been a dream. It's been something that I need to every day wake up to that dream and make sure that I don't lose out on that. So every day I practice for that, just so that I can play for India. I can continue playing for India. And then, so rugby, I'll tell you a little bit about rugby, what rugby is. So rugby is a game which is a contact sport. It is originally from England. It's from this town called Rugby. So one so the main rule about rugby is that in rugby you can't pass forward. The ball has to travel backwards. मतलब हमेशा ball पीछे जाएगा. The player who has the ball, if you want to pass it to the next player, that player has to be behind you. So now the question is that how do you go forward and you score a try? So the main thing about it is that you pass backwards, but you run forward. It's not, so in this whole thing, it's like one person from the team can never do the work. It's always the team effort that is counted, because you have to pass backwards. Also, if you want to stop the opposition from going and scoring a try, you have to tackle them. Like I told you before, you have to tackle that person and get them down. So there's no chance that one person ball lekar bhag sakta hai all the way from one try line to the other, because you're going to get smacked. You're going to be got into the ground. So it's a complete team game, and team effort is extremely important. Trusting your teammates is extremely important. Playing with your team is extremely important. So, and there are a lot of principles that are taught when you play rugby, like for example, solidarity, discipline, passion. These are the core principles that when you start playing, which are inculcated in you. So yeah, so this is how rugby is played. And if you score a try, so in rugby you call a score a try, which it gives you 5 points. And then if you've seen that there are these two poles, like an H, so like something like this, at the end of the field, they are there. So if you score, once you score, you have to kick between these two poles. Once you kick between these two poles, then you get 2 extra points, so a total of 7 points is what you get. And yeah, so this is what rugby is. That was my journey, and now I am currently like Mr. Biju mentioned, I started my company about 3 years ago, which is Beluga Sports, where I teach kids fundamentals of fitness and sports, and I also train adults, right? Even in Reebok and otherwise as well. So yes, that's what I do now.
Thank you, Neha. That's indeed amazing to hear about your fabulous journey. It's always fun to talk to sports persons. Especially when you are a person who plays such a variety of sports. So because in sports they say the discipline is inculcated by virtue of having played the game itself.
Yes.
Okay, and the various values of leadership such as team building, collaboration, courage, risk-taking abilities. There are so many things that get inculcated without us actually knowing it. So, and that helps us, in our future lives. It helps us because it's amazing that after having played rugby, you then went into business, became a successful sports entrepreneur. So you're following your passion as well as you're earning your livelihood because of that passion. I mean, you can't ask for a better combination than that, right? So, yeah. Thank you, Neha. It's amazing, and it was really, really inspiring to listen to your story. Now, I would request the children one by one to raise your hands and interact with Ms. Neha Pardeshi and ask whatever doubts you have regarding sport, regarding career, regarding studies, anything, because a celebrated sportsman is like an all-rounder. So I'm sure Neha will have answers to all that because she would have experienced all that. So one by one, children, without making a lot of noise, just raise your hands and I will ask you all one by one to come out with your questions. You can raise your hands, children. Okay, Bhavya.
Hi, ma'am. How do you get interested in sports, ma'am?
Hi, Bhavya. So I think it's just something that came to me naturally. Right from when I was very young, like I mentioned, sports is something that has always interested me. So yeah, and like a lot of times it happens that when you are interested towards sports, you tend to leave out on the academics, leave out on the study. So that's something that I haven't ever done. I understand that being in India, it's very important that you study as well. So even though no matter how much I love playing sports, I also give equal importance towards studies. And sports is something that I think I was naturally lean towards. So yeah, it came to me naturally.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome.
Nandini J.
Yeah, ma'am. How many players will be in the game, ma'am?
So there are 2 formats of rugby. One is sevens rugby, one is 15s rugby. In sevens rugby, there are 7 people on the field. So the field is as big as the football field. If you've ever seen the football field, it's the same size. 7 people play on that, and 15s there are 15 people who play on the same field. So sevens is more of a fast game, where because there are less people, but there's also sevens is 7 minutes, 1 half. Okay, so it's a 15 minutes game. 7 minutes, one half, 1 minute break, 7 minutes, second half. And 15s is a 80 minutes game. So that's 40 minutes, one half. Then you get a 10 minutes break. Then it's a 40 minutes half game. So yes, so there's 7s and there's 15s, and I play both 7s and 15s as well.
Thank you, Neha. Govardhan.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Govardhan, and my question is that did you overcome any limitations or problems when you were a rugby captain?
So I think for me, so first of all, hi Govardhan. For me, I think limitations were, मैंने कभी ऐसे सोचा ही नहीं that there's, I've never kept any limitations for myself. ऐसे I never thought of any of that point of view. It never arose to me. But I would say that when I started playing rugby, so I am 5'2", 5 feet 2 inches, and also very thin. Even when I started rugby, I was about say 42 kilos and 5 feet. So I think that height was something that everybody thought I was really small, and how I would be able to tackle down people who are 6 feet, 7 feet, 100 kgs. So I think that was a perspective that everybody, whenever I said, okay, I play rugby for India, they used to look at me from head to toe and be like, really, you really play rugby for India? And how do you play rugby? That was the first question. So that was something I think that kept coming to me repeated times. And yeah, so to give the answer to that was that rugby is a sport where all shapes and sizes are welcome, because there's a position for every shape and size. So for me, my biggest advantage was that I was fast and I was agile, and my height played a very important role in terms of tackling, because I could tackle down 100-kilo person or 7 feet person just by getting into their ankles. So my height was my advantage, along with my speed and my agility. So yes, so I think that was one thing that always came to me. You could say maybe that was one of the limitations, though, but yeah, I overcame that. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Bojalinga.
Hi ma'am, my name is Bojalinga.
Hello.
So rugby is a very dangerous game. So your parents supported you?
So rugby, so I think every game is a dangerous game. Even football is a dangerous game. But that word dangerous, when you attach to a game, I think that's a little incorrect. But the thing is ki rugby mein, it looks like as if it's very, very dangerous, but it's not. Because when you start learning rugby, the most important and the first thing that is taught to you is how to fall down. So it's a very tactical game, it's a very strategized game. So I would say these techniques of falling down, getting up, hitting the other person, tackling the other person, all these techniques are taught to you in the beginning. So yes, so I wouldn't say that it's a dangerous game, but it is a contact sport, and like all other contact sport, this is also one of the contact sports. Yes, my parents first, though, when they got to know that okay, I'm playing rugby, they had no idea what rugby was. Then I think my parents saw it a little bit on Google and all, and then they were like, "Ha, theek hai." They were just like, "Be careful," and like they always, I think they knew that any sport you play, it comes with injuries, right? The main thing is about keeping yourself conditioned. Now when I say conditioned, that means you need to keep yourself fit, you need to keep yourself at a your fitness level has to be at a certain level, so that whenever you play, you can take that impact, you can even if you get injured, you can recover faster from that injury. So that is something that my parents knew, and they've always been supportive about that. So no, they won't ever, like they had their fears, but I think they never got it to me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Ambika.
Hi, ma'am. I'm
Hello.
Ambika.
Hi,
So my question is, who is your role model?
My role model. So I don't have a like a celebrated athlete or anything. My role model has always been day-to-day people who I come across. So my teammates have been my role model. My coaches have been my role model. My parents have been my role model, because this like I keep seeing people do something which for them is challenging, but then they have overcome that challenge. So, and I think that is very inspiring for me. Whenever I see somebody doing something that they thought was difficult and they've overcome that, I think that is something that inspires me, and that is something that I always take inspiration from. So yes, so I have not had a particular person as my role model, but there have been many people in my life who have been inspiring for me.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Tulsi.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Tulsi. Why didn't you choose another game? Why did you choose rugby?
So I've played many games before. Like I said, I played athletics. In athletics also, I played many events. I did my nationals. My first nationals in athletics was in hurdles. Then I did 200, 400. Then I did handball. I played handball. I played skipping. Even skipping me, I did my nationals. Even handball me, I did my nationals. Then fencing also, if you've ever heard of fencing, which is talwar bazi, that also I've played, and I've gone and played my nationals in that. So but I think why I chose rugby is because I just completely loved how it was played. There was contact, but along with the contact there was so much sportsmanship that is taught to you. There are so many principles that are taught to you in the game. No matter how bad or how do I say it, no matter how much anger you have in you, when you're on the field, it's all about being calm. But since it's a contact sport, you have to tackle the other person, right? So it's like one way of removing your anger in that, by tackling down the other person, getting that other person on the floor, on the ground. So I think this aggressiveness along with being calm is something that I really love about the game. And it's always so rugby is one thing that this game itself has been inspiring me every day of my life. That every time you get tackled or you get knocked down, you need to get back up and go again. And I think that's something that rugby has taught me, and that's something that is so important in our life as well. So yeah, why not rugby? Why other sport?
Wonderful. Well said, Neha. Children,
Thank you,
just
ma'am.
to give you a brief overview of what nationals means. National means representing at national level. So Miss Neha Pardeshi, whatever sport she picked up, she represented that sport at national level, which is not a mean achievement. It is very difficult even to represent sports at state level. You all know people, children who played football and all that, you all know. So Miss Neha Pardeshi has represented most, whatever sports she touched, she has represented at national level. And that itself is a big achievement. And what she said towards the end, whenever you're knocked down, it's important to get up. And that is what sports teaches you, that how much ever you get tackled, you have to still get up, and you have to still continue playing, and still continue to try and score. And that is what is one of the good things what Ms. Neha said. Thank you, Neha,
Thank
for
you.
the words. Yeah, Harshita.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Harshita. So I have a question for you that rugby and handball. By looking at your pictures, they both are look same. The ball or the tackling, both are look same. What is the major difference between handball and rugby?
So major difference, the ball. In handball the ball is round. It's like it's a round ball. You could say it's similar to a volleyball. It's circular. A rugby ball is a oval shaped ball. It's not a circle. It's not a round ball. It's an oval shaped ball. And the second major difference is in handball, you can pass forward. You can pass in any direction in handball. But in rugby, you have to pass only backwards. You can't pass forward. That's two. Third one is handball is not a contact sport. So you can't tackle in handball or anything like that. You can't have body contact in handball so much. But in rugby is a full contact sport. So tackling is one of the main things in rugby. So yeah, so these are the major differences.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Chandana.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
I'm Chandana.
Hi, Chandana.
My first question is there any weight or age limit?
No, there isn't. But there isn't an age limit to play rugby. But as you start playing rugby, so when till the time you are under 15, you are not allowed to play contact rugby. You're allowed to play touch rugby or tag rugby. And once you are over 15, then you're free to play contact rugby. It's just because of the safety of the person and the individual. So yes, but there's no age limit to play rugby. You can play if you're 80 years old. It doesn't matter as long as you're fit and strong.
Was it tough handling both your studies and sports together?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. Your voice is cracking.
Both your studies and sports together.
Sorry?
How did you balance your studies and sports together?
Okay, how did I balance my studies? It was so my studies and studies in sports has always been, I had to keep it hand in hand. In school though, obviously, as like I mentioned before, I used to practice before my school started and after my school was over. Same thing happened in during my college days as well. I used to practice before my college started and after. Whenever I had to go for camps, for example national camps, I used to take leave, but I made sure that I covered up my studies. I used to even study in my camp. So every time I was in a camp and there was resting time, so that was the time for me which I used to get free to study. So because also one more incident I'll tell you. When I was in my 12th standard, I was selected for the Asian Games, the 2010 Asian Games. And and I was giving science. I had taken up science, and my exams were in my board exams were in Feb, and we were in camp until November end. So for about 6 months we were in camp, and my exams were in Feb. And since science has all this chemistry, physics, etc., etc., so I used to go for, and luckily one lucky thing that I was very lucky for was that our camp was in Pune itself at Balewadi. It's a stadium in Pune. So what I used to do is I used to practice in the morning. So we had 3 sessions in the camp. There are 3 sessions: morning, afternoon, and evening. So morning session starts early, like around 6:37, ends around 8:39. Then we have another session at about 11, which ends at around 1. And then we have the third session, which starts at around 4 or 5, and it ends by 6-7. So what I used to do is I used to finish my first session, which is the early morning session, and I used to take my bike and go for tuitions, because I had the opportunity, because it was located in Pune and I am from Pune. I used to go for tuitions. I used to finish my 1.5 hour tuition, and I used to come back, which was about the ride was around 1 hour, no, around 40 minutes, you could say. 40 minutes going, attending 1 hour, coming back around 40 minutes. I used to do that, and then I used to attend my second session of the day. Then once my second session was over, I used to have lunch and everything. I used to sleep for a little bit. After my third session in the evening, I used to study. So I made sure that I studied every single day. And then when we came back from the Asian Games, I had just about 2 months to complete my entire year's portion. So it was a task, but then I knew that, you know, there is no other option. I have to give priority to studies. So then whole time, like, because I knew now my priority of playing is over, I have break now, I need to focus on studies. So yes, and then I did make sure that I got around 68% in 12th with 2 months of studying, that's it. So I think for me that is also an achievement, because I could, you know, attempt all the practicals and the theories and everything. So yes, and even after my college, when I took up computer science, I made sure that I gave my 100% into studies, as well as wherever, you know, whenever I could manage to take leaves, I took leaves. Whenever I had to attend college, I made sure that I practiced before my college and after my college. Even during my work, when I used to work 9 to 5, I used to practice before 9 a.m. and post my work time. So yes, so that's been something that I knew ki I had to give equal importance to both studies or work as well as my sports if I wanted to keep playing. So yes,
Ma'am, how do you
that's been a struggle for life. That's something that we have to do, because this is something that we love to do.
Can I ask my next question, ma'am?
Sure.
How do you stay fit? Do you follow any regular diet?
So exactly what I said. Just a second. Just give me a second, please.
Yeah, just a second, Neha. Chandana, just one question per child, and then you can go back to the bottom. Yeah,
Okay, sir.
thank you. So that everybody gets a chance. Yeah, thanks, Chandana. You can raise your hand again after unraising your hand. Nagaratna.
Yes, sir. Hi, ma'am.
Hi, sorry. Yes, sorry.
Hi, ma'am. I have a question for you.
Yes.
You are still interested in that game, ma'am?
Yes, I'm still playing that game.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bhargavi.
Hi, Didi. I'm Bhargavi.
Hello.
So my question is, you said you wanted to play for India in any way possible, and then you started exploring different kind of sports. That means you found out your purpose first and then started finding different fields, right? So can you give us any suggestion for finding our own purpose of life?
So you need to make, you know, there's a long-term goal and there are short-term goals, right? You need to figure out where you want to reach. Like, what is that one thing that you want to achieve? And then you need to work towards that. It's not going to be a one-day process. It's going to take time. So you need to first figure what is that one thing that you want, and then you take step by step decisions towards getting that one thing, right? So it's like one long-term goal, and then you need to achieve your short-term goals. You need to keep achieving until you get to your main big goal. So I think that's the main thing. Figure out what you want to achieve in your life, what you want to become. It could be anything, you know. Earlier there were few options, now there are so many options that you have. So whatever that decision that you need to make, you need to be firm on that decision, and then you need to work towards that decision. And believe in yourself. Believe that you can achieve it, and you must achieve it, and you will achieve it.
Thank you, Didi.
Welcome.
Nandini D.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Who is your idol in your life?
Like I just said, I think we had one more question who asked, one more person who asked me this question. I have had many idols over the time. My teammates have been my idols. My parents have been my idols. People who I meet in my day-to-day life have been my idols, because every time I see people overcoming their challenges, I get inspired by them. So yes, I don't have one particular person as my idol, but I have many people in life who I have been inspired by.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Ravina. Ravina, are you there? Can you hear us? Ravina, if your network is weak, you can type it and ask me. All the typed questions I'll be asking. And
Sorry,
can
sir,
you
little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, can I ask?
You ask a question, Ravina.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Rabina.
Hello, Rabina.
So, ma'am, what challenges did you come across in getting to where are you today?
So many challenges, Rabina. So many challenges. Right from I'd say right from right from starting, like to figuring out, right from figuring out what I wanted to how I would achieve my dream of playing for India. That was a challenge, and I had no idea how I would do it. Every day has been a challenge, right? Like somebody asked me, between studies and sports, so that has been challenging. Work and sports has been challenging. Then now I'm married, and now I think it's also it's a different kind of a challenge, where um, sometimes people have asked me, and I don't know why this psychology in our country is like this, that okay, now that you're married, are you going to continue playing, or now that you're married, have you retired? So these are some, I think these are some perspectives that I find that this is a challenge that needs to be broken, and this is a challenge that needs to uh, I need to overcome that, and I need to try and spread awareness about the fact that it doesn't matter whether you're married, you're not married, as long as you know that you have to achieve your dreams and people are there to support you and you're there to support yourself. You can do what you're doing. Then I think uh, in sports there are so many challenges. Yeah, like being a sports person is a challenge in itself in our country. So yeah, there are so many challenges I can't even tell you about.
And ma'am, I need from you on what skills do we need to be a rugby player?
Ravina, only one question, then you can go back to the bottom so that others also get a chance. Thanks, Ravina. Dhanya.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
So, to go to a rugby game, what all you did? Like, every game has, they have to follow that and they had to select.
What did I do to become a rugby player? Is that your question, Dhanya?
Yes.
Okay. So practice, a lot of practice. Practicing of when I learned the game, when I got to know about rugby, I learned how to play the game. Even before I was in rugby, I used to practice different sports. So I think the more I've realized in my life that the more different sports you play, the better player you become at that one sport that you choose, because all the sports give you different knowledge, and they teach you different things. Like for example, when I was in athletics, it taught me how to be fast. It taught me how to increase my speed, my pace. When I was playing handball, it taught me how to be agile, because there's so much agility that you require in handball. When I was fencing, again, it was about stepping, etc. So all these sports that I've played have always taught me something, and that is something that I put into rugby altogether. And also, obviously, rugby, you need to practice the sport on how to play, because it's also a contact sport, so it requires a bit more I'd say it requires a bit more time to learn. So yes, but you have to practice. So practicing the sport is something that is required.
Thank you, ma'am.
Deepika.
Hi, ma'am. This is Deepika.
Hi, Deepika.
Ma'am, my question is, when you selected as a captain, was your exact reaction and emotional?
I started crying. when they announced my name as the captain, I started crying. I don't know why. I should have been extremely happy, but I was extremely happy, but I had tears rolling down my eyes.
So called tears of joy.
Yeah, and I remember calling my father, and I was crying on the phone, literally sobbing on the phone, and I was telling him that I got selected in the team and now I've become the captain. And he's like, "Why are you crying?" He was so surprised. He's like, "You become the captain. That is something that you should be very, very proud of. And they've chosen you to be the captain of the team. That is a big, big achievement." I was like, "Yes, but I don't know why I'm crying." So yes, tears of joy was my first reaction.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sujan.
Ma'am, in your career, which is your favorite match?
Which is my favorite match? I've had actually so many favorite matches. I think one match which I won't forget is when we played against Samoa. So Samoa is one of the islands in the Pacific Ocean. It's a very small island, but the women on that island, women and men, are huge. They're huge. So me being 5'2", and that time I think I was 45, 46 kgs, I was playing against women who were 100 kgs and 7 feet tall. So when I saw them standing in front of me, I was like, okay, if I can get these women down, I can do anything in my life, which I did get them down many, many times. Every time they ran at me, I tackled them down. And and that was something that was, that gave me tremendous amount of confidence that if I can do this, I can do anything in my life. So yeah, I think that was my favorite match.
Suma.
Hi, ma'am. I'm Suma.
Hi, Suma.
So my question is your first experience when you played for India.
My first experience when I played for India was when we went to Thailand for the first international tournament. In fact, the first team that was formed. And yes, and we played over there, and that was just something which I still can't believe that it came true. So yeah, that was my first experience in Thailand in 2009.
Thanks, ma'am.
Vijay.
Yeah, ma'am. Hi, ma'am. I'm Vijay, and my question is, like, what made you choose rugby? Because your goal was just to play for India, and what told yourself to play rugby?
I think we've had this question before as well, Vijaya, where I said that rugby is a sport. It's a contact sport where it teaches you so many things, and it is something that even though you are angry, you can't remove it. You can remove it on the field, but you have to remove it with a lot of strategy and calmness. So yes, that is something why I chose to play rugby, and something why I love playing rugby, and also what rugby has taught me, which I mentioned earlier as well.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Pankaj.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Pankaj.
Hi, Pankaj.
Ma'am, do you like any other sports?
I like to play. What are the sports that I like to play other than rugby? I like to play I like to do wrestling a little bit. It's fun.
Yeah, miss. Me too, miss.
Yeah, it's fun. Again, it's a contact sports, and I've always wanted to try MMA. So maybe someday I will try MMA.
Okay, thank you, miss.
Welcome.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yes, Tulsi.
Ma'am, rugby is your dream goal game, ma'am?
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Harshita.
So, ma'am, my question is, you started playing rugby and you want to represent our India by playing rugby. Why did you start teaching rugby and to teach others about the rugby?
When did I start?
Why did you start?
Why did I start? Okay, so why did I start teaching rugby? It was mainly because to spread the awareness about the sport. A lot of people in India don't know that rugby is a sport that is being played in India. And every time people know of that, they are very excited to try it. So I remember once I got a call from one of the parent of one girl. She said that I want to put my girl into rugby and I want her to become like you. And I was like, really? How did you even get my number? So she said she got my number through a friend's mother, etc., etc. And the fact what I really liked was that she wanted to put her child into rugby, which was a first which I had ever heard. Otherwise I've had people who have come into rugby and then their parents have gotten to know that they're playing rugby. But this was a parent who wanted to put her girl into playing the sport. So that is something which, like, I understood, that rugby teaches you so much. Main thing is it boosts your confidence, because every time you're tackling somebody to the floor, to the ground, in that in itself is such an achievement, because you're getting a person down and then you're going to make sure that that person, you win the ball over that person. So that it's like a challenge, that you're getting the person down and then you're winning that challenge. So that itself boosts a lot of confidence, and that I think that awareness of the sport I wanted to really spread in the country, and that is why one of the reasons why I started teaching the sport.
Wow, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome.
Shweta.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Shweta.
Hi, Shweta.
Ma'am, my question is, in your life, have you got some sad moment or some incident, ma'am?
Yes, I have. I have had many sad moments. But one thing that I can share with you is when so one moment was where I had, while, so this was not related to rugby actually. I mean, it is related to rugby, but it's not the injury which I got while playing rugby. I got this injury when it was off season time. That off season means when you're not competing in games, when you're just training for the games which are going to come up in that year. And that time I was gymming and I picked up a little more weight, and then I had a back injury. And then whenever I went to the doctor said that you have to skip the games which are coming up, and you rest it out, and then you can maybe join in for the next year or something. So, and that time I was the captain of the team. So that was something that came as a shocker to me. That was also a sad moment, which I would say, because also it didn't happen when I was playing rugby. It happened in the gym when I was not playing rugby. And when the doctor said that, I was really broken. I was like, why? And I can't do that. I cannot not play rugby. And especially when I am the captain, I can't leave my team and sit at home just because of an injury. So then I worked extremely hard. I found solutions to how I could overcome my injury. And then I did eventually go and play that tournament.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering my question, ma'am.
So Neha, what was that one thing you will advise the children when they come across such a situation which makes them sad and want them to, give up or something like that?
So one thing that I will say is that, like sadness is always there. We have to look at the bright side. Every time, just look at the positive side and just keep working towards the positive side. Even though, so every day comes after a night, right? So there's always sadness, after which there's going to be a joy day or a happy day. So you need to think of that positive thing, you need to think of the happy thing, and you need to work towards that. You can't give up or say no, I can't do it, especially that that thought that we have that, okay, I can't do it. That thought needs to go out of your mind altogether. There's nothing that you can't do, there's nothing that nobody can do. Everything is possible. So I think you guys have to keep thinking that, keep looking at the positive side, keep thinking of the positive side. And even if it's negative, something negative has happened, look at the positive of that situation, and eventually there will be no negative situations.
Thank you, Neha. Ravina.
Yeah. So, ma'am, what motivates you the most about your profession as an athlete?
What motivates me the most?
Profession and athlete.
In my profession?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So, so I'll tell you one thing that motivates me the most. So I teach a lot of kids. I teach, Beluga Sports, my company, through which I teach kids fundamentals of sports, right? So my kids are right from the age of 2-year-olds up till 8-10-year-olds. So I've had this one incident where a parent of a 3-year-old has come to me in one of the meetings that we had, and that parent told me that ma'am, my child say every time she comes home she says, I want to become like Miss Neha. So I think that was, and she's only 3 years old, and how did she even think about that, so that I would say that feedback which I got from the parent, because, and I also saw the girl change from being a completely shy person to being a completely active, completely opposite, full of confidence. So these things, when every time I see into my students, even in adults, when I see this, that motivates me all the time in my professional life.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Suma, do you have a question?
No, sir, done.
Yeah, okay. Nandini J.
Yeah, ma'am. There will be telling, you cannot play this game. Don't play this game. Who all told to you that don't play this game?
Many people told me, but I never listened to anybody. I only listen to myself. I only do things that I like to do and I love to do. But I also make sure that if I'm doing something, I do it 100%.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Last two questions. Pankaj.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Again. Ma'am, what is your age, ma'am, now?
My age is 27 years old.
Okay, ma'am.
Why did you ask that question, Pankaj? Any reason?
This is my last question, sir.
Whether ma'am is still playing or whether she's retired or something that you wanted to ask that question for?
Yeah, why did you ask the question?
Simply just
You wanted to know whether ma'am is still playing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will still play even till I'm 50, 60 years old. I'll still be playing. Even if I'm not playing for India, I'll be playing for a club or something, anything, but I'll be playing.
Okay.
So age doesn't matter.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
It's all over here.
Nazia Fatima.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Nazia.
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask one question.
Yes.
That you can teach us sports.
Yes, I can teach you sports.
Okay, thanks.
So your question, Nazia, should be, will ma'am come to Bangalore or should we come to Pune?
No, now I live in Delhi. So you have to come to Delhi.
Oh, we have to come to Delhi. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Monisha, last question, Monisha.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Mansa.
Hi, Monisha.
How many years you're playing?
So in general, I've been playing for more than 20 years, but I've been playing for India. I've been playing for India since the past around more than 11 years. It'll be 12 years in 2021.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do you still captain the Indian team?
No, I vice captain the Indian team.
Okay. So last question, children. We are out of time, and Muskan, yours will be the last question, and after that we'll get into the last concluding session of the talk. Muskan, go.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello.
Ma'am, did your parents allow to play this game?
Yes, my parents did allow me to play this game. In fact, my dad used to leave me every day in the morning when I used to have session at 6 o'clock in the morning. He used to come and drop me, and he used to always take me also to. I remember when I used to have school, I used to go before the school, 1 hour before the school for practice, and I used to come back 1 hour after the school after practicing. So yes, but my parents have been supportive every time in whichever sport I played.
So I'll rephrase the
Thank you, ma'am.
question for Muskan and for most of the children. The question they want to ask is, did you ever have opposition from your parents to play sports?
So I oppose no, they never went against it, but they did have their own doubts, I'd say. Because there's an age after which, like, till you're in school and you're in college, or rather till you're studying, it's okay, right? And then once you get into your working phase of the life, then you need to obviously focus on earning bread and butter for yourself and your family. And rugby is a sport that, like, now it has been giving rewards to players, but when I started, it did not. So it did not earn me anything. So my parents did have doubts about that, but then as I kept on pushing myself to even work and earn for myself, as well as contribute to my family and contribute to my passion, um, they didn't oppose me playing, because they knew that this is something that I've always wanted to do, and this is something which I loved the most. So they understood that. Even they did raise the doubt a couple of times. They did talk to me about it, but no, they never went against it, because they saw the passion, they saw where I came from, they saw how hard I could work to keep the passion going.
Great, that's wonderful to hear, and it's been a wonderful session, Ms. Neha Pardeshi, and thank you so much for your time. Children, before I conclude this session, I would like to thank all of you also, because of the overwhelming response that you all showed in attending this session, and it was really high energy session. Thanks to Ms. Neha.
Thank
I
you.
would take 3 responses from children. 3 responses. First, fastest fingers first. As to what is your takeaway from today's session? 3 children, fastest fingers first. What is your takeaway from today's session?
Sir, repeat the question, sir.
Fastest 3 responses from children. I want to, you all have to raise your hands as to what is your takeaway from today's session. What inspires you most about Ms. Neha Pardeshi? 3. Yes. So I got the first 3 hands. So here goes. Harshita.
So, like most of girls, they actually won't try to be in a sports. They actually want to succeed in some engineering, those type of jobs, but they won't be interested in sports or stuffs like that. But hearing about the Neha ma'am, it actually inspired to go into the sports, especially in rugby and even other sports. And she also told many thoughts about if you fell down again, we have to again stand up and go fight with others. So those actually inspired a lot, and we learned those things.
Yeah, fight only from sportsman spirit, huh? Not normal fight.
Yes.
No.
Hands and legs.
Not like that.
Thanks, Harshita. Akshata.
Hi, ma'am. My name is Akshita.
Hello.
What I got from today's session is, like, I always like try for 4 or 5 times, and like I just live it. But when I saw this game, or when I hear what you say, this is what makes me like I should not never leave this. Like whenever I try something, I should do it till I get what I want.
Yes.
So that's what, like, I have to become a doctor. So I thought like I will not be able to do it, because it's more have to read. And I thought like what I should do first, and second, like to reach my goal. I did not get like exact like what I should do for now to reach my goal. So today I got all of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I hope you keep going and pushing yourself to achieve whatever you want to achieve.
Thank you,
Just
ma'am.
never, ever give up.
Thank
Yeah. Last input, Suma.
So in this session, I got to know that no matter what others talk about girls, mostly girls, and we should do what we like to do. And next thing I got to know that if we are in problem, if we are in problem, no matter if the problem, so if the problem is in negative side, we should think in a positive side and should achieve. And ma'am said she will motivate, that she teach many people that game, and it also inspired me. So even I think I should play this game. I will try to play this game, ma'am. Thanks, ma'am, for telling.
Very good. And we got a lot of responses on the chat also. Thank you, children. It was really, really energetic and positive vibes that came out of this session. To conclude, Ms. Neha, once again, with the deepest gratefulness, we thank you for your time. And the biggest takeaways for all of us, big, small, old, young, is that follow your passion, never give up, never get knocked down. Even if you're knocked down, pick yourself up and continue and follow your dream. But when you follow your dream, it has to be followed with hard work, with lots of passion, with lots of determination, and with lots of spirit. So thanks, Ms. Neha. It was wonderful interacting with you. I'm sure I can tell that on behalf of the children too. Manasi, do you have anything to conclude?
Yeah, I think you concluded it really well. But my takeaway from this session was the same as Harshita, that you should get back up every time you fall. And it's great that, through a sport, you're picking up these learnings and applying it to everyday life. So that's really nice. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you everybody, and thank you for having me. It's every time I talk to kids, I talk to people, it just inspires me. You guys again are my role models for today. So thank you for that, and thank you for having me. It's been amazing, because there's so much. Yes, I might be able to tell you a few things, but there's so many things that I get to know from you and I get to learn from you. So yes, thank you.
Yeah, it's been our honor and our privilege to have you.
Thank you. It's been my honor and my privilege as well to be here.
Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Eat well, sleep well.
Yes,
enjoy.
Stay safe. All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, ma'am.